Alright, folks, it's, well, the semester is winding down for me, I honestly don't know how to start the introduction. I'm just still getting on top of things, and I'm still on top of things, and a couple things are cleared up. This has been a failure introduction. Point is, it's the 5th episode of Season 5, Thanks for the Memories, let's do this. So this episode starts out with his dad flying through the skies hanging out with Tank, who, by the way, we have not seen Tank since Just for Sidekick, so it is nice to see our pet again. Yeah. So right off the bat, I'm really impressed with this episode right off the bat because it actually implies that in order for the weather to change, Cloudsdale actually has to move to Ponyville in order to start winter. And that hasn't been addressed up until this point, so good job up right away. And we also get some nice... this episode's introduction also gives us nice callbacks to 2 episodes all the way back in Season 1. Winter Wrap-Up and Fall Weather Friends.
You're doing awesome, everybody! Keep it up! We need those leaves off those trees!
And considering how we're now in November and we only have like a month till winter, I think I pretty much have good timing of reviewing this episode for some reason. But we
get autumn cleared away, it'll be hello winter!
But then suddenly we notice that Tank starts to feel a little bit drowsy.
Was that a yawn? I just, how can you be tired when the most exciting time of the year is right around the corner?
Well, personally, I probably prefer summer, but then again, playing in snow is a lot better than having to stand out in 100 degrees weather.
And don't forget the best part! Our first winter together!
You may have also noticed that at Rainbow Dash has now admittingly open to enjoy having Tank around, whereas in Just for Sidekick, she tries to play it off as cool, even though that she... But now she's just fully admitting into loving Tank as a pet.
Come on, wake up! What's those ponies bringing the big fat clouds full of snowflakes? Have I found a snowball and scream sweating?
But despite all the fantasizing, Tank still becomes drowsy.
What's up, shoulder or up there? Oh, right to you. Well, he does seem to be moving a little slowly.
More than usual. So yeah, Twilight stops by and Rainbow Dash asks what's going on with him.
I mean, he looks kind of sleepy. Totally. Just like he always does. Yeah. I'm sure you're right.
But knowing that something is wrong after the theme song...
He's a bit slower than usual. Okay, so give him... a vitamin or something.
So yeah, so knowing that something is up, Rainbow Dash stops by to speak with Fluttershy because, well, they've been friends for a long time. Has been friends for a long time and knows about the town for animals, so Rainbow Dash decides to figure out what's going on with Tank. Why is it that I find Tank sleeping adorable for some reason? And
I don't think we need that. Maybe we're just staying up to it. Too many daring do stories.
But then Fluttershy basically tells Rainbow Dash that because he's a tortoise, he's about to go into hibernation. Rainbow Dash takes it well.
You do realize he's not a bear, right? When the weather grows cold and less food is available, many animals hibernate to conserve energy. It's like taking a really long nap during winter. And then they wake up in spring. And see, even tortoises do. When the time comes, Tank will leave and dig into the ground.
Given how tortoises are cold-blooded, it pretty much makes sense. Still makes me wonder why the dinosaurs in the Land Before Time 8 were able to withstand the cold weather.
But don't worry, he'll reappear when the spring sun warms the ground back up. Come on! Tortoises don't hibernate! Somebody put that picture in there as a joke.
Now, I will freely admit, when I first saw this episode, I thought this was Rainbow Dash acting selfish. But after looking back and watching the episode several times over, and this is pretty much also going to be throughout the episode, Rainbow Dash doesn't want to lose Tank because she doesn't want to be alone without him, and thus she goes through the 5 stages of grief, which I found out via Facebook with all like the fan and art. So as I said, she basically now starts going through the first phase of denial by denying that the picture was in the book.
Not a joke. Well, then your book must be wrong. Rainbow Dash, Tank needs to hibernate. It's healthy for him, just like sleeping is healthy for us. Whatever. Okay, thanks. Come on, Tank. Where are you going? To get a second opinion from a real reptile expert.
And by that, she decides to go see Spike.
I told you, Rainbow Dash, I'm a dragon. Come on, you're practically twins.
So, yeah, as I said, Rainbow Dash goes through the 5 stages of grief from both speaking with Spike and Fluttershy, which means take a shot every time I'm going to play all the 5 stages of grief in the Robot Chicken Quicksand. Starting with denial.
No big deal. Probably not even quicksand. I'm gonna have a good laugh about this tonight with the guys.
And yes, I'm going to be playing the next 4 stages in this review too.
Come on, you're practically twins. I'm purple. What if you have to hibernate? Why is it Tank? Because he's a tortoise and I'm a dragon.
Though that doesn't really answer the question, though people who do know the difference between dragons and tortoises would know the difference, but for someone like me who could not care about studying anatomy, I wouldn't.
Same family though, right? No! I'll take that as a guess. Look, if Fluttershy thinks tortoises hibernate, then I guarantee tortoises hibernate. What would you know? They're a dragon.
Kind of contradiction, Rainbow.
No pony knows you like I do, Tank. All you need is some hard work to get the old blood pumping. Well, it's no way. We're gonna have such a killer time in the snow, Tank.
So yeah, Rainbow Dash basically decides to get Tank to work out.
Tank?
And he's just scrolling in his sleep. And soon all of Rainbow Dash's friends stop by to try to comfort Rainbow Dash. And once again, Rainbow decides,
What? Which one? Nugget? Rocket? Tank? Hibernate? That one. What? You see how if you think hibernate, you know, that napping thing is so cute. Why don't you go do it?
because she's warm-blooded.
Somewhere far away from here.
This is another plus I gotta get to this episode, is that this episode's humor is honestly really spot on. There's a lot of jokes in this episode, especially further down the line, that just made me laugh out loud. So yes, the rest of the main 6 take notice to Rainbow Dash's behavior.
What are you looking at? Pinkie Pie and I are just having a conversation.
In a not calm manner. And thus, we get to this portion of the episode where Rainbow Dash is now at stage 2 of this 5 stages of grief, anger.
Look, Rainbow Dash, we all know how upset you are about Tank. Don't say that word! That's what somebody can talk! We know how upset you are about Tank. But you shouldn't take your anger out on your friend. You are about Tank. I'm not upset, and I'm upset you are about Tank. Don't say that word! That's what somebody can talk! We know how upset you are.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my place.
Your anger out on your friends.
And at that moment, Rainbow Dash, as I said, enters stage 2, anger.
Who said anything about anger? I didn't say anything about anger. I'm not upset, and I am not angry. Do I look angry?
Well, this is just perfect. Stupid quicksand, stupid jungle. Bite someone in the face, mother.
by the way, after Rainbow Dash is her sentence, we have yet another meme with Rainbow Dash's angry face, which somehow just seems precious to me.
Come on, Hank. Let's get out of here.
So Rainbow Dash returns to her house and tries to come...
Better have him awake in the heat than asleep in the cold. I'll just have to stop winter!
So Rainbow Dash goes back to her house and comes to the conclusion in order to keep Tank away, she needs to stop winter from coming, and thus she enters Stage 3, bargaining.
Giraffe. Listen, if you would just give me a mulligan on this quicksand thing, I promise. No more skin on your shorter creatures. What are you gonna do?
Oh, by the way, when Rainbow Dash comes to this realization, obviously many people pointed out that her smile is looks like the Grinch's smile.
So, where do these clouds go?
Over by clear skies.
But there's clear skies everywhere. Yo, clear skies right here. But there's clear skies over there too. Yeah, open skies. There's open skies everywhere.
So while these ponies are basically discussing of how to move the clouds, Rainbow Dash hides in the background and without them moving.
Stopping winter is gonna be a breeze.
Oh, and this also segues into our next song, and I'm gonna mute this, but this next song is called I'll Fly, and during this segment we also find out that unicorns are now allowed to use magic to help clean up winter. Makes you wonder what the point was of the no magic business always back in Season 1. Maybe somebody caught on to Applejack's rude behavior and brought up to the mayor and say, hey, let the unicorns use magic and not be fair to yell at their friends. And no, I'm still not over that. Okay, so basically it gets to our next song of the season, I'll Fly, which easily is without a doubt is the best song of the season so far. Now, lyric-wise, it does kind of bring up a bad message considering that Rainbow Dash is doing everything she can to stop winter from coming, basically sabotaging everyone's hard work just to keep... But considering that she wants to be with her pet, because let's be honest here, everybody wants to be with their pet and they don't want to let them go when this happens. So while it is kind of selfish, it also is understandable because nobody wants to let their pets go. So it really is understandable, and it's also basically kind of catchy at the same time. And I'm not sure if anybody points this out, but for some reason, every time I listen to the song, I'll Fly, for some reason, eerily sounds like Defying Gravity from the musical Wicked. Like, seriously, if anyone ever tried to play these two songs back to back, musically, both the songs sound eerily familiar to each other. And honestly, I really do enjoy this song. So I do believe that I'll Fly is one of the best songs of Season 5, even if lyric-wise it does send kind of a bad message. But it is an understandable one at that. So Rainbow Dash decides to break into Cloudsdale's weather factory while bringing Tank with her in order to stop winter from coming, going through with her plan to stop winter. Just makes you wonder how far she's willing to go with this plan. Rainbow, just open the door. And thus she proceeds to sabotage the lab, but fortunately thanks to Tank, and Dash's karma finally catches up with her. So thus the lab gets destroyed. And thus the lab gets destroyed. you wonder what the other ponies outside makes you wonder how much of the weird shit is going on in there.
Hey, what's the legend is going on up there? Prepare yourselves, every pony. Winter is coming.
Many people take issue with this line, and many people say it's a reference to Game of Thrones. And they answer your question, no, I have not, and I will forever not watch Game of Thrones because I honestly think it's overrated, which is kind of a long shot considering that I never watched the show to say that it's overrated. So, anyone who forces me to watch Game of Thrones, suck it. So yeah, so unfortunately, even though the lab is destroyed, winter eventually comes, and Rainbow Dash finally, and let's be honest here, this, basically, many people would take issue about what's about to come up next, or some people I know of, but as many people pointed out, Rainbow kind of brought this on herself. She went through denial, anger, and did everything she can, and to try to keep her pet awake. Yeah, I understand that, but after all the things that she did to try to sabotage the work that everybody else worked so hard to do, Rainbow basically brought it on herself and just finally admits that it's game over. And the rest of the main six stop by her house where Dash is depressed.
What are you feeling, Rainbow Dash?
Whatever.
The poison looks so good. What are we going to do? I don't know what we can do.
Buck up, Sugar Cube. You just ain't yourself these days. Whatever.
Oh, how can I say this carefully? You've lost your sparkle, Rainbow Dash. I hate to say this, but, well, you've become a pony pervert.
A what? Did you just say a pony pervert? Or something? I don't know, I didn't listen to that line very well.
Did you hear me? I said, whatever. I don't know if you're here to cheer me up or what, but I'm fine. Let me handle this.
And then Fluttershy steps in, and some people take issue of Fluttershy making Rainbow Dash crying is a bad thing, and blah, 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 blah. But as I just said before, Rainbow brought this on herself, and she honestly kind of had it coming to her. And on top of that, this also brings back of what Fluttershy did all the way back with It Ain't Easy Feeling Breezy, where she had to assert herself in front of the Breezies. Where now she has to be assertive in front of her stubborn friend. And thus, we also get to the segment where Rainbow Dash enters Stage 4 grief, depression.
Oh, Dash, winter is going to be petless.
And this is also the line that sparked the meme that our Saturday mornings are going to be episode-less. And considering how Season 7 just ended last week, that meme's going to be going around Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. So to celebrate this moment and that meme, welcome to the hiatus for Season 8, everybody. And Rainbow Dash proceeds to cry. And as I said, welcome to Stage 4.
She'll never get past this until she lets it all out.
Yeah, so honestly, this is honestly a really touching moment. I don't really understand why people have such an issue with this. Especially when the rest of the main six basically come together and basically you become so attached to this moment that you honestly just want to go in there and just hug Rainbow too. Though, sadly, the moment does get kind of silly when Pinkie Pie says that Applejack cries on the inside. So that moment is kind of silly, but it's still honestly one of the best moments of the series so far. And thus, Rainbow Dash finally gives in and decides to have...
I think Rainbow Dash could handle it. Riding that entire season from Cloudsdale to Ponyville was pretty awesome. I thought you guys might like to say goodbye to Pink.
And this is actually kind of a fair way of pointing out of having to let go instead of just basically putting this. I found out from a couple of reviewers who pointed out that in regards to Applejack and her parents being dead, and Hasbro admitted that they weren't going to do that because children wouldn't take that issue seriously, which I personally have an issue with that because spoilers for the 2012 TMNT for Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they killed off Master Splinter in a badass way and something that nobody would have expected. So I'm not sure why Hasbro can't do the same. But anyways, this is basically a better way of basically to let you know what it's like to let your pets go, where you're saying goodbye to them, but technically they're not dead. And thus, Rainbow Dash says...
So you really want to do this hibernating thing, huh? Goodbye, kind of. See you later, little fella. Goodbye, Pig. We'll miss you.
And thus, Rainbow Dash finally gets to the last stage of grief, acceptance.
You know something? I'm cool with this. I bet heaven has all the tender leaves I can, and everyone gets their own slurpee machine. Yeah. Take me, sweet death. I await your loving embrace.
Okay, it's not that serious, but you get the point. Rainbow Dash finally admits and tearfully says goodbye to Tank, and thus the episode ends with everybody going out on the ice. And thus, that was Tank for the Memories, and as you can probably see throughout this review, I really liked it. Honestly, there really isn't any major flaws that boggled down the episode for me. As I said, the humor is definitely spot on. This episode gets some nice callbacks with its continuity as well as some excellent world building. The song on I'll Fly is catchy as hell, and though Rainbow Dash does act a bit selfish, she does suffer consequences for destroying the factory, and her eventual karma finally gets up to her. But at the same time, you also will understand why she's doing this, because nobody wants to let anyone go. So it really is understandable. Honestly, there really isn't anything bad I can really say about the episode. So it definitely is a nice way to go through the 5 stages of grief, and I honestly really liked it. So, I mean, yeah, and of course the bedroom scene is definitely one of the greatest scenes, though as I said, it does drag out. It goes smoothly, but then it kind of drags out with the whole with Applejack crying on the inside thing. But other than that, nothing I can really say badly about this episode. So as a whole, I'd say Thanks for the Memory, I'll be honest, gets an A. So yeah, so that really wasn't so bad as I thought. As a whole, Thanks for the Memory gets an A. Alright, so with that being said, I'm FlickHand Gamer, and next time I will see you in Appaloosa's Most Wanted. Shit. Alright, so next time I'll see you in Appaloosa's Most Wanted.